Hey, everybody. Just wanted to take a second and review that culture of accountability and improvement. I think it was a big thing that some of us got some ahas and wanted to share it with some other clients as well that couldn't make it to our session. But if we really think, why do we want accountability? Why do we want accountability in our companies? Take a second and think about how your department, how your company is run. And are you fostering a spirit of accountability? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, we need work, lots of work. 10, we're doing pretty good. Figure out where you're at so that you can start to identify where we need to improve. Which culture is winning? Is it more of a culture of blame or is it a culture of accountability? The culture of blame, so easy to fall back into some of those patterns. It takes work to be accountable. It takes work to get employees and coworkers and teammates to be accountable and take ownership and be prideful in their work. And if we don't continue to work on it, they're going to fall back into their old habits, just like all of us. It's out of our comfort zone to go ahead and continue to improve. What type of expectations are we setting? And are we making sure that we've identified some of those key performance indicators, those key behaviors to advance some of our departments and some of our companies? Really, are we helping our people own their success? Sandler rule number 22, create a culture of accountability. First things first, we got to look back at ourselves. Am I being accountable? Have I set clear expectations for myself to be successful in my position? Have I set clear expectations for my team? Am I owning up to it? Am I sharing my cookbook with others? Have I helped them to build their cookbook? And are we owning up to the motivation behind achieving some of those goals? Next, with our team, are we really getting them to know that we are really thankful that they're hitting some of those benchmarks that we've put forward? One of the rules, if you're trying to figure out what behaviors to track, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So the trick is to take some of those activities and figure out what are the benchmarks to a actual tangible measurable goal that we can use to create some behavioral goals, some activity goals. It's not good enough just to say I'm going to build a relationship with a customer. Well, how are we going to do that? How are we going to build relationships with our customers? So what would be some measurable things that we could do? Follow-up calls. How many times are we going to follow up and make sure that whatever tickets that maybe we did are closed properly? They're not having problems. We're not having to continue to service that particular ticket. Another one, maybe we've developed a LinkedIn connection. We've reached out to them and connected on LinkedIn. Maybe we are doing a specific once a week, sending a specific article, a specific idea, something of value to our customers to help grow and enhance that relationship. One time a week, I send one article to somebody within that company. Have I called them and thanked them for their business? Or somebody on my team called and thanked them for their business? Have I asked for introductions within that organization? Have I asked who works next to them on either side in the event that they're sick? Who would take over for some of your ordering or some of the work that you do? Kind of curious. Who is it that you report to? I mean, if I was going to call them and just thank them for their business, who would I be calling? I mean, you wouldn't email introduce us so that I could just reach out and thank them for their business. So how many times are we asking for those introductions? How many times might be we calling to thank people for their business, to learn from their perspective, where's the industry headed? Where's the marketplace headed? Performetrics is really taking a look at some of these key performance indicators, some of these key areas of activities that's going to drive us to our end result, drive us to that end plan of success with all of our team. Do we have that overall vision for the organization? Have we really identified the top three priorities and tied those key areas to our individuals, teammates, as well as to the vision? Have we taken a look at every single position? Because ultimately, everybody's different. So each individual position is going to have key benchmarks to have successful career paths. Each individual is going to be at different stages, and we've got to identify and really clarify what it is that they need to do to continue to improve. Part of accountability is really fostering that spirit of improvement, a continuous improvement process. When we take a look at the training needs, we take a look at the benchmarks, we take a look at how that employee is progressing, we really use these to help coach that individual. And we sometimes need to tie these into their plan and identify some of those characteristics in the event that we can free up that person's time to be valuable somewhere else. Performetrics. We really have to think about what types of things do we need to hold ourselves accountable for. What types of things that should go into our cookbook, our weekly meetings with our individuals, the weekly meetings that we talk about the goals that they have for the week. What are the outcomes from the last week? And what do they need to be successful? How many times maybe we're doing personal improvement? How many times we're reaching out to customers? How many times that we're reviewing our employees' work and just spot checking and making sure that we can't identify training opportunities. Clear expectations. Have we really identified those clear expectations and made sure that we've inspected what we expect? Does our team understand what we expect? And we've asked follow-up questions to make sure that we can inspect what we expect and that they're clear benchmarks for success for that employee to follow. Some sample performetrics. We can look at a variety of different areas, from customer satisfaction to employee satisfaction to the number of times maybe we attend meetings, number of times we have an employee lead a meeting, percent of time for on-time delivery, percent of time for work order completions, percent of time for updating work orders. Lots and lots of performetrics can be developed out of the ability for a person to be successful in their job. What are those key areas that lead to success? And how can we track it? What can we dive into and ultimately help to foster that spirit of accountability? We really need to focus to help our team improve, and it's not going to be easy. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of setting clear expectations, a lot of thought, a lot of ideas to make sure that we know the path to success for our team. So think about your situation. Think about how you can help to foster that spirit of accountability with your team, and make sure we're giving clear feedback and working together to develop some of these plans for success for our employees. Happy to help work one-on-one with you to develop some of these. Reach out to Jim or myself, and until next time, have a great day.